She's rich but still nice. Not she's rich but still nice. She's nice because she's rich. Hell, if I had all this money, I'd be nice too. Social class differences and resentment might seem like something of the past, but it's not until we see it on the big screen that we start to place ourselves in those shoes and we reevaluate. In the movie Parasite that came out in 2019, we see two families trying to have their families grow and flourish. Doesn't matter who it hurts in the way. We see the Kims, who are a very poor family that live in a subterranean apartment, and the Parks that live in one of the most glamorous and luxurious houses in Korea. They also have a maid that has one of the biggest secrets that will change all of their lives forever. I've watched this movie twice, and both times I've had my palms sweat, my knees shake, and I've been constantly watching the people that I went with to see their reactions. I'll start by introducing the families, get into some spoilers, and finally give a little bit of details of people and how they've reacted to the movie. In this movie, we have the Kims, who are the poor family, Mr. Kim, Kevin, Jessica, and Jung-suk. Jung-suk is his wife. Then we have the rich. They are the Parks. That's Mr. Park, his wife Young-kyu, his daughter Da-hai, and their youngest son Da-song. Some important people to keep in mind in this film are also Min, who is Kevin's best friend, that at the beginning of the movie gives him a very special rock, gifted from his grandfather and wanted to pass on to him. He passes it on, Kevin takes it, and Min is actually the one that gets him the job with the Parks. So some other people to keep in mind are the housemaid, Moon Gwang, and her husband. Now let's get into some spoilers. Their houses and the cinematography in this movie are excellent. We can see the alleyways and how dirty and filled with sewage the pores are, and how the rich have big alleyways, a basement that fills 3 Mercedes, and a huge lawn. What we can also see is that this movie ends up transforming into a have-not versus have-not just for the leftovers of the rich. The two families end up colliding. The housemaid and her husband, who was living in the basement, and the poor family that ended up invading all of the jobs the Parks had available, which ended up taking Moon Gwang's job. We also see how ironic one of the almost deaths was. Coming back to The Rock was almost the death of Kevin. He was smashed in the head with the rock, and he almost bled to death. Some of the real-world reactions ended up being memes and comparing it to this coronavirus that we are now experiencing. There has been some pictures that say the rain was such a blessing, where she's in her Mercedes with her feet up talking on the phone, covering her nose because Mr. Kim is smelling like sewage because he was the previous night was trying to salvage his house. We can also see how some people took to Twitter and are now comparing it to, like I said, the coronavirus, and have even said, and I quote, "Remember in Parasite how the rain canceled one family's camping trip but destroyed another family's home? Think of this with the coronavirus outbreak as the rain. Whose camping trip just got canceled and who just lost their home?" Representation of different social classes can still be seen to this day. Parasite gives us an inside look into two very different Korean families and how they live their day-to-days. In conclusion, the movie Parasite gives us a funny, heart-stopping, and eye-opening movie that all people should see.